Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Season 10 meta. That's right, Jeff, it is simple geometry. You've probably seen scenes like this in your games, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell is going on? Well, Hanzo is in the game. Zarya is in the game. Reinhardt is in the game, but only because he gets enabled by Brigitte, and you kind of need the Reinhardt for the Brigitte. But whatever, we'll get onto that. Brigitte is in the game. This is what's happening to Season 10 competitive, and while I really enjoy playing Hanzo, it is a little bit boring, isn't it? Because every game is decided in the same fashion. Look at this. It's who presses Q first. It's which Zarya, or you get this. What is this? It's like there's two grabs there. And, like, unfortunately, I had to play Reinhardt in this game. So it's, like, great. Oh, in this game, now I got to play Hanzo. So I just wait for our Zarya to press Q. Then I press Q. And then I just emote because, I mean, well, there's just emote, ladies and gentlemen. This is pretty much what's going on right now in the meta. Now, what we're going to do in this video is discuss the Overwatch meta, where it's going and how it could possibly change. And is this actually any good for the game? And how can you guys use this, well, to get SR, I suppose. So check this out. This is the top 500 list. You'll notice there are two heroes in this list that are absolutely everywhere. That's Brigitte and Hanzo. They are everywhere. Now, top 500 is the best players. And now you can see I'm going through each region. It's the same story, right? These two heroes are in there. Where's Tracer? Like, she's gone. She used to be there. Where's Genji? Well, he's gone as well. They've been replaced, and they've been replaced in a big way by heroes that have been changed. And obviously, that means the heroes are quite powerful, right? Now, let's talk about this, because there are some distinctions we need to make here. There is an established meta right now in Season 10. If you think it's a boring meta, then let me know in the comments below. I think it is. Unless you're playing Hanzo, but then you need to be the type of guy who likes Hanzo. Now, look at this. I'm playing Reinhardt here. I'm just sort of on the front line. I'm going to die. Like, what can I do here, right? I'm just going to die. But we need a Reinhardt because, well, we just need a Reinhardt. It's King's Row. It's kind of what you need. It's sort of enabled by the meta, and it's like, wow. Well, check this out. Hanzo, Rein, Zarya, Brigitte. That is the dream team right now. And then you can throw in another support, another DPS, whatever you like, right? You can, in some cases, change, swap the Brigitte out for something. You know, maybe you want, I don't know, a soldier instead of Brigitte because the enemy team have got a Pharah on play, you know, or something like that. But generally, that team comp is mega, mega, mega strong. And why is that the case? Well, we're looking at a bit of Reinhardt footage here, and let me explain why Reinhardt is really strong. Now, we don't actually have a Brigitte on our team here, I don't think. But the reason why Reinhardt is super strong is because he works with Zarya. Zarya works with Hanzo. Brigitte works with Zarya and Reinhardt. Do you see what's going on here? There's a lot of enabling other heroes. So the addition of Brigitte, the addition of the upgraded Hanzo, because that's what it is. It's a rework of Hanzo, but it's just a much better Hanzo. Consistent DPS, just totally ridiculous. Mega fast ultimate charge. Combos with Zarya. Zarya comes in the game because she works with Reinhardt. Reinhardt comes into the game because he works with Brigitte. You see where I'm going with this, right? So I often think, actually, Blizzard knew this was going to happen. They wouldn't bring heroes into the game and change Hanzo at the time he did if they didn't want the game to go this way. The problem is, I don't think this is a very good meta. I think this is actually quite boring to play unless you are playing Hanzo and unless you are the type of player that really wants to play Hanzo. Because if you're not, well then, yeah. I mean, Zarya is probably having a good time because a lot of people get confused with Zarya and they view her as an off tank. But really, Zarya is just DPS. She isn't really a tank. There's only a couple of tanks in this game. There's Winston, there's Reinhardt, there's Orisa. They're the only tanks, really. Everybody else, Hog, Zarya, they're not tanks. They are DPS, basically. They fill a completely different role other than just absorbing damage. Now, when we look at the other components to this and what's going on with the game, I've noticed a lot of matches are just coming down to who can press Q the fastest. Now, you would think D.Va would be seen a little bit more than she is, because I've got to be honest, I'm not seeing too much D.Va. I mean, look at that there. That's just wait for the Q, Zarya presses Q, Hanzo presses Q, follow up, and then it's like, okay, you know, kind of GG. That fight's won. Nothing's really happened. You know, you might notice some of these video clips in the chat. People are a little bit like, I don't want to say toxic, but they're not really like, wow, that was great. It's often like, okay, we've just died to that. That's fine. There isn't really any skill in this, and there also isn't really any chance for outplay. Like, the only thing you can do to stop the grab would be eat it with a D.Va, but as I say, D.Va doesn't really seem to be that prevalent at the moment, which I can only imagine is because Zarya is on the field, and Zarya annihilates D.Va, and Hanzo as well just puts loads of damage into D.Va, especially when he uses Rapid Shot. He can just literally delete her. Well, Storm Arrows. He can literally rip her out of the mech, which is just completely ridiculous. Like, it's totally insane. So, what needs to happen to the game? What's going on? Well, first of all, before I go into this bit, I want you guys to comment on the video now and tell me if you like this meta. Are you a Hanzo player? Are you a Reinhardt player? A Zarya player? A Brigitte player? There are other winners in this, don't get me wrong. Like, Moira is actually fairly good. Zen is obviously just still Zen, so he's still usable. Mercy's still in a good place. So there's a lot of heroes that are in a good place, but we've very much gone into a very sort of set format, which can be distilled down to Hanzo and Zarya. If you don't have a Hanzo and a Zarya on your team, you will probably lose the game if the enemy team have got a Hanzo and a Zarya. Now, let's just take a look at Hanzo and some of my issues with this hero. Right, I really love playing this. I think it's super fun. You can see I've got the golden Hanzo weapon. It's super fun. But Hanzo's really good at long range. Hanzo's really good at close range. Hanzo puts out a load of DPS. In fact, he's often gold DPS in the game. This is quite good. Now, you don't have a hero who is good at long and short range. That seems a little bit strange, especially the way the game's designed. You'll often get heroes good at short range, not great at long range, good at medium range. Not, look at Soldier. Soldier's good at medium range, not the best at long range, but he can sort of do a little bit to annoy the enemy. Short range, he's got his heal station. If he lands a Helix rocket, it might be clutch, might get the cheeky kill. Hanzo, though, is long range, massive damage. Short range, he pops Storm Arrows and just blasts them into you and you die. Like, if you jump a Hanzo and he's got Storm Arrows up, he's probably going to kill you, which is just a thing that's going to happen. He's very mobile as well, so he can jump around, he can wall climb, he's got his double jump, which is obviously awesome. This makes him very fun to play, don't get me wrong. And then he's got his ultimate. Now, Dragon Strike is... well, it charges too fast, and I think that needs to be looked at. I also think that Storm Arrows should not be headshotting. That is crazy. I mean, that kill there, I'm going to laugh. That kill was, it was Hanzo, right? But at least I was just sort of firing my projectiles there, in an area where it kind of makes sense, yeah. But when it's Storm Arrows, it... also, Torb, what? Like, I think the other team obviously lost their mind and just got Torb at some point. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. They probably got tilted from Hanzo. Anyway, let's come off from Hanzo, because I do think he needs to be looked at, and I think Blizzard will look at him. But look at the way the game's gone. So if you're a Zarya player, you're in a really good place right now. Zarya hasn't been changed, but she just works really well with all of the heroes that have come into the game. The knock-on effect to Zarya is she, I think, removes D.Va from the game in a lot of cases, because D.Va can't do nothing, and Zarya can just pump damage into her. And also kill idiot Hanzos who think they can somehow kill them at long range when they've got no health and the Zarya is supercharged. Hanzo, we've discussed Hanzo, so whatever. We look at Brigitte. Brigitte is a... she's got a very high pick rate, like Hanzo. They're pretty much in every game. They work really, really well, or she works really, really well with Reinhardt, against the enemy Reinhardt, and with the friendly Reinhardt, because she can shield bash the enemy Reinhardt, which causes him to be stunned, which means your Reinhardt can then charge him or can hit him with an Earth Shatter. So there's a lot of synergy there, which means there's more Reinhardt play. So all the Doomsayers and all the guys going, oh, tanking is impossible this season, and I'm one of them. It's not impossible, and actually Reinhardt is played more than he was last season. But the way he's played is like a really shitty way. Like, excuse my French there, ladies and gentlemen, but it's a really, really bad way. He is not entertaining to play. There are some times when he is, when you're trying to outplay the enemy Reinhardt, that's okay. But he's just there because he works well with Brigitte. And if your Brigitte plays well, then you can play well. And I don't entirely like that, because it means you're just depending on somebody. Like, you can't really do much yourself. So you're just hoping that somebody on your team who's playing the Brigitte actually knows what they're doing and can facilitate you and help you play the game, which I think is a little bit bleh. Apart from that, Brigitte herself... I think she's kind of suffering from, it is new hero, so a lot of people are playing her, but she is effective, and she does output a lot of heals, and she's really tanky for minimal experience. Like, you don't have to be the greatest player ever, and you still get quite a good amount of return out of Brigitte. Will she be looked at more? Probably. But as of right now, you need a Hanzo and a Zarya in the game. That is the Season 10 meta. If you don't do that, then you're probably going to lose the game or have a much less of a chance of winning. Now, I'm not saying Hanzo and Zarya just win the game instantly. Because if the enemy team roll out with like a Mercy Pharah combo, then you need to hope that on your team you do have something to deal with that. Yeah, you can still roll the Hanzo and the Zarya into that, but if the rest of your team, you don't have any hit scan, you don't have a Zen, so you can't discord the Pharah, then you're not going to be able to work around that. But as a rule of thumb, what you're looking to do in Season 10, and I think this is kind of boring, is you're looking for a Zarya and a Hanzo. You're looking for the Zarya to press Q and then the Hanzo to press Q. And whichever team does that fastest generally will win the game. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. As I said, I did ask for the comment from you guys before I explain this myself. It would be good to see you guys comment after as well. So if you've made a comment, go back and edit your comment and then say what you think after you've listened to what I've said. Season 10 is a little bit weird. I almost fear for Overwatch a little bit. Anyway, guys, I've been Stylo. This is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.